YouTubers, Max18363 here, and this is part 20 of my Quake 4 playthrough, narrated, as always. So we are in the am I saying this right? The Recomposition Centre. I have absolutely no idea what that means, to be honest, so I'm not even going to try and explain it. If I was to hazard a guess, probably something to do with creating the Strongs. Just at the end of the last video, we sort of took out this rather large organism, is the only way that I can describe it, that seemed to have all sorts of pipes and bits and pieces going into it, and I've recently learned that it's possibly something called struyant, or something like that, which is kind of an acidy fluid that the Strongs use to basically provide nutrition and stuff like that to the Strongs. And so it'll be a pretty fair bet that this kind of facility that we're in at the moment possibly has something to do with that, providing goodies for the Strongs.
Hey, you're Matthew Kane. Right after we got word about you, the Strog attacked my squad. I was the only survivor. Come on, let's get the hell out of here. Here, let me adjust your nail gun. Now you can use the sight to zoom in on your targets and the nails will track them.
So that
stop moving while I repair your armor.
Had to our nail gun there does exactly what he just said there. It's actually quite a neat little feature when it works. You bring up the sight, and if it detects a target that you're aiming at, a little circle will appear around it, and then you fire off the nails. And in theory, the nails should have a slight sort of homing effect, which means that even if the target's in cover, the nails should still find them. Now, I have experimented with this, and yeah, it does work mostly. There is the odd occasion where it doesn't seem to lock on properly, or the nails just hit straight into the bit of, crate that the enemy's hiding behind or whatever, but for the most part, yeah, it does seem to work.
It looks like there's a passage out of this area right above us, but the only way we're going to reach it is by stacking some of these barrels up and climbing over them. The storage system should set the barrels up for us. Why don't you find a way to activate it, and I'll stay here and monitor you.
So, if a Strong's like hiding behind a crate or something, as long as your nail gun sight can detect him, the nails basically just sort of lock on and will sort of go around the corner of the crate to get to him. So that's quite neat, but that being said, I don't think I really used the nail gun that much in this chapter.
What is your status?
It's probably one of the problems that Quake has with, well, sort of any game really that gives you the ability to carry about, by my count, 7 or 8 different guns now. So that invariably, some guns will just get ignored. I generally tend to favour the machine gun for just sort of general work, and also because it has a flashlight as well. Shotgun for up close stuff, obviously grenades or rocket launchers for tougher enemies like the gladiators, and I sometimes use a hyper blaster because it's quite fast firing. I don't think it's all that powerful. At least the individual cells or whatever, they're not all that powerful, but it is really fast firing, and it has a decent round clip of like 60.
A load of Strong data on this computer. Now, if I can just figure out how to use it.
Hyper Blaster's not a totally terrible weapon, but the other weapons... I suppose I use the railgun as well, on and off, because it is quite powerful. But like some of the other weapons I have, like I say, the nail gun I don't really use all that often, and we're going to get our hands on a lightning gun soon. Pretty much doesn't get touched. I'll explain that when we get to it. So you invariably just sort of end up switching between 3-4 weapons, and the other weapons either only get used occasionally or never at all. I suppose it is kind of player choice at the end of the day, but I sometimes feel you're kind of meant to rotate your weapons around a bit more, rather than just relying on a couple like I do. Certainly a far cry from like most of your Call of Duties or whatever that only let you carry maybe 2-3 weapons at a time. So that is the lightning gun right there, and I don't really use it at all in this level, and I don't really like the lightning gun full stop. It fires like coils or lightning coils, so it's not really bullets as such, but basically you can just press and hold the trigger and you fire like a continuous stream of lightning, but it's not all that powerful, to be honest with you. Because I don't think it is. So as a result, I tend to not use it all that much, if at all. I suppose sometimes I will try and use it just to try and conserve ammo on the other guns, but I think that's pretty much all the guns available, except for one gun. There's still one weapon that we still need to get, which we probably won't get for a good few levels yet. That is... awesome weapon known as the Dark Matter gun, which is quite reminiscent of BFG in Doom 3. Basically just like the ultimate weapon. You can pretty much just clear a room out quite easily. At the price, of course, of ammo being quite scarce.
Wrap up. New quest. Where the hell is everyone?
And in the time it takes a weapon to actually charge up, you could probably have just killed him with your shotgun or whatever, but, you know, still, it is handy in certain situations, but we don't get that till later on. And then that'll be us, with all, I think, 8 or 9 weapons or whatever it is you get. I still prefer Doom 3's kind of weapons, to be honest. I think it's just a bit more believable. I really like the shotgun in Doom 3. Quake 4 shotgun just isn't quite as satisfying to use. It still does the job, but it's not quite...
That conveyor system should be working. Okay, looks like you're gonna have to restart the barrel sterilization process in order to get that conveyor online. See if you can find the sterilization controls. They must be located deeper in the facility.
Happy days.
I just heard something. I'll be back in a minute.
So I guess that's it for now, pretty much. So till the next time, behave yourself.